Hello everyone, it's nearly the end of winter, so I've got a video for you about my winter recommendations because, you know, we've still got time to snap in some books before spring comes in, and I kind of want to recommend books that I love that keep me warm inside at winter. I've got 6 books to recommend, and the theme looks like it's purple, so stick around for this video to find out what book I'm recommending to kind of warm you up this winter, or next winter, or through spring, whatever, just to warm you up because everyone loves a good winter read, and I'm here to recommend some for you. First one is Mist and Whispers by C.M. Lucas. This is a really warming book. It's about the girl, her love for a bookshop, and what she basically will do to save it. We start off in a modern day world, and then we end up in a world which is not like ours. She travels there with a group of friends by accident to basically save the bookshop, but internally save that world. There's magic, there's beasts, there's dragon boys, there's war, there's action, there's romance, there's friendship, there's everything you kind of want in a fantasy book. This is the first of a big series as well, and this is the hardback of it. There are paperbacks of it too, but I just love the hardback so much. It's so pretty. Oh my god, I just can't even. So yes, I do recommend reading this one this winter. It will just keep you nice and warm. It's lovely. It's dark. It's like the perfect kind of mix between dark and light. So Mist and Whispers by C.M. Lucas. Now to talk about another romance, but this time a gay romance, is Of Fire and Stars by Aubrey Colehurst. This is a really great fantasy story that I really enjoyed this winter, and this follows 2 girls that fall in love. A princess who is betrothed to a prince, but she ends up falling in love with the prince's sister and vice versa. It's also about a world where some people have affinities for elements, and our main character has the affinity for fire, and she's hiding that from everyone else around her. It's really, really great read. It's got that fantasy element, really great fantasy, but it's also got that stunning romance with 2 girls, and it blossoms from annoyance to love, and I just thought it was so realistic and fantastic, and actually reading about gay romance for me was just so amazing. I finally, although it's about 2 girls, I finally felt really represented in a novel, and I love elemental control, gay romance, and fantasy, so this book was perfect for me. I love it, and it really, again, warmed me up this winter, and I thought, well, fantasy is really good in winter for me. I love fantasy. Cold, like those kind of short days where it's dark, you just want to curl up in a big fat fantasy book. To break it up a bit, and before I go on to the next 3 fantasy books I'm recommending, Justice Buried by Hilary Thompson. Now this is a very fast-paced post-apocalyptic book. I really love post-apocalyptic novels. I love reading in the dark days in winter about dark future. That sounds really morbid, but it's true. This story is all about mythology and astrology, but in this dystopian world, and also with elemental control as well. It's about a girl and her destiny to escape where she lives and kind of discover the world, but also save the world at the same time. It's a very romantic novel. It's got lots of action, and the world building in here is fantastic, and it is a dystopian, so you are basically seeing a world through someone's eyes that is not the best to live in, and I recommend it wholeheartedly. The whole series out, so it's a really, really great book to read, and I believe it's 99p always, so if you are watching this and want to get a book for 99p, this is the book to get. Another fantasy, The Alchemists of Voluma, because I read this over the end of Christmas, the beginning of January, so I read it really in the mists of winter, and it was really fantastic. It's a traveling journey to land. It's about a girl called the White Wrath who is kind of like a paid assassin. She does jobs for money, and she stumbles across a dragon who is, they're called dragons, but they're not dragons with wings. These are people called dragons, a race of people, and they're from Nova, and he's escaped Nova and is trying to escape them and run and hide, and he's stolen something, and he asks for her help to get him to where he needs to go. It's a really great action-packed novel. Like, this fantasy story is action-packed. It's got great characters in it. Florence, one of the side characters in here, is one of my favourite side characters ever read, ever in a fantasy book. So this one was really great. It was just really fun to read, and I do recommend it in the winter because obviously I love fantasy in the winter, so I'm recommending another fantasy. And this is adult fiction too, so I wanted to add that in with this video because I've got a young adult book and now an adult fiction novel. Now if you are a young adult or a teen and you want to read this, read it. It is gruesome, it's gory, but it is fantastic. I loved it, and it is a new release too, so you're starting a series alongside everyone else, and the cover, guys, is amazing. Underneath, Get Out of My Life. I love it. Another one I'm reading is At Water's Edge by S. McPherson. This is a book I've recommended a lot this past couple of months, and that's because I've reread it now a few times, and it just, for me, it will always be one of my favourites. This is an urban fantasy, so again, recommending fantasy winter, but having it urban, so we have this modern day world alongside an alternate fantasy world, so we're getting a bit of the best of both worlds. It's like a Freaky Friday meets Red Queen, so if you like the sound of that, this is really perfect for you. And I also want to let this know because a lot of you guys reading might not have money to buy books right now, but you can actually get this book for free by signing up to the author's newsletter, so I wanted to give that to you guys. I will leave the link down below if you want to go get it to sign up, so I do recommend. But it's just brilliant. It's a really great fantasy read, really interesting characters, and about these two girls from two different worlds swapping places and the drama that unfolds. So yeah, I recommend. And last but not least, a book that fills me with nostalgia, and winter and Christmas and all that time is all about nostalgia. So I'm going to be talking about Eragon here, a film which I watched years and years ago when I was younger, and when I've read the book, it is one of the most interesting high fantasy books I've read. I'm now on book 2. It's just great to finally lose yourself in this immersive world at winter time. So that's why I want to add this in, because Alchemist is fantastic. It is about a boy who finds an egg, and the egg hatches as a dragon, and he becomes one of the last remaining dragon riders, and it's basically up to him to save the world from destruction and evil that Galvatorix is putting on the land. You are going to meet elves, dwarfs, different mythical beasts. You're going to go to the elven kingdoms. You're going to go to the dwarf mountains. You're going to be part of wars between these. Oh, there's Razaks. There's all these different amazing things, and it's so submersive, so I wanted to add it in. So there you have it. They're all the books I'm recommending for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I really can't wait to hear from you guys what book you are reading this winter or recommend for winter. If you read any of these or want to read any of these, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you all again very, very soon for another video. Apart from that, bye-bye!